Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're doing BLTs. This is super straightforward. There's no real wrong way to do this. Essentially, it's bread. In this case, I'm using a farmhouse sweet Hawaiian bread, lettuce, cheap old iceberg lettuce, mayonnaise. I have become a Duke person, so Dukes or go home. Bacon. This happened to be on sale, so no particular. You know, like I bounce all across back and forth with different types of bacon. I don't have like a favorite, essentially. Sometimes I get bacon from Sam's Club that has like no flavor. I don't know how that's possible. But besides that, you know, it's kind of whatever. For in this case, I'm going to go like a normal cut, not a thick cut. But I'm making BLTs because my very Italian neighbor brought me some wonderful, beautiful tomatoes from next door. Alright, and a nice, looks like cucumber. So, I'm not going to use cucumber today, but I am going to use the tomatoes. And that's pretty much it. What's different, and the reason I'm making the video, is I'm going to do a kind of a grid pattern bacon, like a weaved bacon. I guess that's the correct, I guess title for that. So we're going to get some room here, get a sheet pan, and we'll talk about the bacon because that's the most important part of the video. So I'll be right back. All right, so I have my bacon and I have a sheet pan. First thing I want to say is that some of the bacon packages, not all of them, but some of them, if you can see that the sides are a little separate. Alright, in other words, this peels kind of apart into two pieces. You don't need a knife to open these things. Alright, you just peel it apart. Much as we love using our knives, this is the best way to do it. What I'll do is, most times it's just me and Christina, so I'm not using an entire pound of bacon. I'll usually cut this or separate this into thirds, then I'll put this back in the pack and then put the whole thing in a Ziploc to save for another time. But today, we are going to take all the bacon out, because I'm going to cook all of it. Whatever's left over, I will simply save for something else. Alright, so what we're first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the bacon in half. Alright, because we want to make little, grid patterns that are about the size of the bread, roughly. So let's do that. Alright, I just did that quickly off camera because I don't want to cut in the metal here. But essentially we have kind of a meatier side. You see there's less fat on this end, and this end has all the fat. We're going to save this. Alright, use that for something else. Then we're going to separate our bacon, okay, into pieces. First thing we're going to do is put down 3 pieces next to each other, just like so. Alright, and then we're going to start basically weaving. So we're going to take a piece, alright, we're going to lift up the end here on the top and bottom, place this guy down, and put it back. Alright, now we're going to lift that middle piece up, put another piece of bacon across, and we want this kind of like tight, and then the 2 end pieces come up, and the last piece of bacon goes down. Alright, and then these go down. So, I mean, essentially, like any kind of weaving that you would do, it's just the opposite. So if you lift the 2, you put down the 1, and then the opposite. Alright, so I'm going to keep this grid pretty much where it is here, and we'll make another one. Alright, so we move this bacon out of the way for now, and we'll focus a little bit more. We'll go a little zoomed in. We'll try this again, so hopefully you guys understand. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but not everyone weaves or does stuff like this normally, so it might seem complicated, but it's not, I promise. So put 3 down. Alright, we're going to start on the left end here. Alright, so we want to lift 2 of them up about halfway. Place this across so it's covering the middle. Then put that back. Now we're going to lift the middle, so the next one covers the other 2. Alright, put that down, and then lift both ends. So the last one covers the ends. And this doesn't have to be perfect, of course. It never will be. This happens to be wider bacon, it's not super skinny. But anyway, put those down, and there you go. We have our 2 grids. I'm going to make 2 sandwiches, one for me and one for my wife. This is going to shrink down, obviously, as it cooks. The fat's going to render, the meat's going to kind of tighten up a little bit. But we're going to pop this in a 400-degree oven. We're going to start off with 10 minutes. We're going to come back and look at it. I do this with all kinds of oven bacon. Doesn't matter how thick, how thin. 10 minutes at 400. Then we're going to just assess. Put it in for another 3-4 minutes. Take a look. 3-4 minutes, take a look. You do 5-minute intervals. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes. Sometimes it takes 22 minutes. It really depends on the bacon. It depends on, because I mean, I'm one of those people that, like, if I have to cook something at 400 degrees, I kind of put it in before, and it's in there kind of while it's heating up. It's not as accurate, of course, but it's just what I do. I don't know why. I've always done that. So it's kind of hit and miss as far as times, but you just want to cook this to your liking. If you like softer bacon, obviously don't cook it as long. If you like super crispy bacon, you know, just keep an eye on it. Pop it out when you think it's done. All right, so I'll be back. We'll have our bacon little blankets, I guess, and we'll go ahead and assemble the sandwich, and we'll taste it. We know it's going to taste delicious, but we'll taste it anyway. All right, so I'll be back. So I'm back. The bacon is out. This particular bacon was 400 minutes. It took a total of about 17 minutes or so to get it to this state, which is honestly right in between, like super crispy and floppy. I always drain bacon. There's plenty of fat in it. I don't want drippy fat bacon. It's kind of gross. I mean, I always pat it dry. So in this case, I'm just going to let this sit here. But I did want to show you the results. They just made 2 simple, you know, grids, I guess, of bacon. All right, this is going to be a good size for the bread. It's not something you have to do. It's kind of a fun presentation. It kind of is what it is. It's something different. I've seen videos on this a couple times, so I just wanted to try it myself. But anyway, I'm going to get all the ingredients together, and we'll assemble the sandwich, and we'll try it. We got all our stuff out here. Usually, I will have a BLT on toast, but I think I'm going to have one just on soft bread this time. I'll end up toasting my wife, so I know she likes that. But anyway, 2 slices of bread. First thing I want to do is get some mayo. Again, using some Dukes here. And for BLT, unlike other sandwiches, I do use a little more mayo. I'll do both sides, because it's kind of the star. Right? There's not a whole lot going on in the sandwich. You want to taste all of it, right? Now for me, I will use a little pepper. My wife won't do this, but nice fresh pepper that's kind of going with the tomato. Alright, gonna go ahead, let's put some lettuce down on one side. Don't need much, 2 slices is fine. Grab one of our bacon weaves here, plop that on there, perfect fit. And nice large tomatoes, we'll do 2. And then our top piece of bread. Look at that. And let's go ahead and give this a quick cut. Do you cut on diagonal or sideways? Doesn't really matter. I'll go back and forth on that. But there you go. Beautiful BLT. So give it a try here. Oh, hell yeah. That is good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. BLT, I mean, like I said, you guys made this a million times yourself, but doing the bacon weave thing, just a little bit different. I don't know. It's a nice presentation, I suppose, but tastes the same. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Let me know in the comment section, do you do BLTs with the tomato? Some people do it without tomato because they don't like it. Some people do it without the lettuce. Some people do it without Dukes. Maybe you have a different favorite mayo. Let me know now in the comment section. Now, I love a good BLT, but I also love a good just tomato sandwich occasionally. Because we have so many tomatoes in the future, I'll probably toast up some bread and just use just tomato, a little bit of pepper, maybe a tiny pinch of salt, a little mayo, boom, done. I don't even need the bacon and the lettuce. But, of course, all together it's even better. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.